I referred people to the FBI, but that
Mhm.
was if I was tired of talking to them and they were what we call a 220, kind of mental.
Check options. There's a streamer mode and possibly a built-in voice changer. All right, I'll have to give it a look. We should look for that. No, villain, we mostly get rain. We almost never get snow here in the Seattle area of Washington State. We do sometimes get snow. It's a rarity. When we do, we usually don't get a lot, and it doesn't last. If we get a lot, everyone here freaks out and acts like it's the apocalypse because they have no idea how to handle snow, which I find hilarious. I used to get a ridiculous amount of snow when I lived in Connecticut, and I know how to handle it. But out here, it's like everyone freaks out. Excuse me. I have no idea, Andrew. I don't pay attention to them. You're asking the wrong person. I don't pay any attention to my detractors. All I know is people who come on here and say stuff about them. I don't watch their content. I don't give a shit. I'll guarantee you this. It's been a week now since the Asmongold interview, correct? I've gotten tremendous extra viewership on my streams. As you can see, if you just take a look at the views right now, I'm pretty much double what I was getting. Like, no exaggeration. I'm about double the viewership that I had before Asmongold, for sure. Okay? Support has been great, has it not? Every stream I'm doing incredibly well. Okay? Couldn't be happier. I haven't asked for a single contribution since I got off the stream with Asmongold. So it's been a week, right? So what exactly do you think they're talking about? Do you think if they're saying something that they're talking about reality? Or do you think that they're just talking about their useless, nonsensical memes, their garbage content that completely lies, over exaggerates? Because in their minds, as I explained to Asmongold, whenever I do something to improve myself, they just move the goalpost to the next thing. So if it's not that my content sucks and I don't have the best quality content, I'm a dinosaur, I'm behind the times. If it's not that I rage too much, I blame the game developers, all of that. If it's not that I'm playing mobile games and spending all my money on WWE champions, if it's not that, oh, well, now he just sits around and begs all day. So what's the next thing? Because there's a next thing. There will never not be a next thing. That's how they are. But for me, I don't care. I'm already on to my better life for a whole week now. I don't have to worry about anything. I just chill with you guys and have a great time every day, and I'm happy. So why do I give a crap what they're doing to cope for the fact that now I have changed for the better and all the things that they have said are bullshit and there's nothing else for them to really have a gripe with? That there's 5 million other people out there that are far worse than me, that are doing things right now that they should not agree with, yet they're still making content about me, right? Like, why would I care? Let them make their content, and I don't care at all about what they say and do. That's it. Don't give a shit. None of their criticisms are valid, so why do I give a shit? You guys, if you want to criticize me and say, hey, let's improve this way or that way, I'll listen to you. I ain't going to listen to these people who they benefit by saying that I'm bad in some way. Because then what's their benefit to ever having me improve? There is none. They want me to be this joke so they can make money, right? Make their videos. So I don't listen to their crap. I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. And if you don't want me to ever talk about them again, don't ever ask about them and I won't talk about them again. Because you notice I don't unless you guys ask me. So if you don't want to talk about it, don't ask me about it. I like retro gaming and I've thought about doing retro gaming streams. We never put anything regularly into the schedule. For example, we have had times where I'll do a marathon of Mega Man. We did that 3 times this year and we actually beat Mega Man 1 through 7 and we were just about finished Mega Man 8 and we ran out of time. Okay? I would like to do another Mega Man marathon next year where we finish 8 and we do 9 and 10. Okay? When the Genesis Mini came out many years ago, I actually did a series of streams where I played the classic Sonics, some of the other older games that were on there, and those did well. A couple summers ago, I actually did a Castlevania run where I played Castlevania 1 through 4, and that was super exciting. I've stayed away from doing user interactive content simply because my trolls are so bad, they ruin it. I'll give you an example because, again, you guys probably would not know this. Way back in the day, we're talking 10 years ago, every single year, in December, actually, it was around this time of year, I would actually do what I called the Fan Appreciation Series, all right? For about 2 weeks, I would do almost nonstop multiplayer lobbies, fan interactive events, and just generally fun stuff with my audience. So, play some Battlefield together with a party that we all coordinate. Play some Call of Duty, play some Assassin's Creed multiplayer, play some fighting games, right? That kind of stuff. And it worked. It was great. For many years, we had a great time with it. And particularly, I remember when it finally fell apart. I think it was Metal Gear Solid 5 had a multiplayer mode. And I made the lobby, and half the lobby was trolls. So because of that, sadly, the people who actually wanted to play and had scheduled time in their schedules logistically, keep in mind, I have an international viewer base. It's not like everyone's American and we're all here on the same times. Like, I had to figure out streaming times around when people would be there, when they could. I had slots set up, people showing up. You can play now, you can play now. We figured it all out, and we go to play it. The trolls completely ruin it for everyone. They're giving away position. They're teabagging. They're shooting guns wildly into the air, basically making it unplayable. Now imagine you're a fan of mine. You've been waiting years to be able to play with me. It finally gets coordinated. You go to play. The entire thing's ruined by trolls. How would you feel? Shitty, right? So after that, and again, it wasn't just that was every game. It ended up being Battlefield. It ended up being Call of Duty. They ruined all of them. And I said, there's no point in doing it anymore. I don't want to give them the opportunity to basically ruin what's supposed to be a positive event for my viewers who like me. So I just stopped doing the events. And instead, I kind of stayed to myself doing single-player content. If I do multiplayer content, I'm just a random that drops into a lobby, plays, and drops out. I've found workarounds to stop the trolling as long as I don't do certain kinds of stuff. And even then, the times that I have attempted to do it, so for example, with Street Fighter, because you're even saying something like, would you play a Street Fighter tournament with your viewers? I've done lobbies, like Street Fighter lobbies, where I say anyone can join, here's the lobby. 9 times out of 10, it's some idiot. Their name is something insulting to myself or my family members, or it's doxing, something awful. I play them, I kick their ass, and then what's the point? No one got anything out of that. They think that they got one up on me for having this messed up name on the screen. Even though I whooped their ass, they're like, haha, mission accomplished. And it's like, so what did I do it for? And by the way, typically they don't do well. Like when I do those lobbies, it's not like I get attention and people are liking the content. It's more like, wow, Phil's just beating up on scrubs. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I whoop on them because they're not there to be good. They're there to get the attention for being there. You see? That's why I kind of just stopped doing that stuff. There was no point. I did it. I think it was a month of lobbies in Street Fighter 6 when the game was new. No one really liked it, and I stopped doing it, and that was the end of it. No, you see, it's not. Copium says, yeah, but dumpstering trolls is fun from time to time. No, it's not. Listen, I have nothing to prove. All right? I don't. I've already won. I'm the one whose life is getting to play video games and hang out with an audience all day on the internet. That's my job. I've already beaten the trolls. The fact that they need to do fucked up things to try to take stabs at me because they're so jealous and pissed off that I'm successful, I've already won. So I don't need to also defeat them in a game. There's no point. I don't get any self-satisfaction out of beating them in a fighting game. I already know I'm better. I don't need to waste my time. Thank you to Raider Randy for $5. Do it anyway, even if there's trolls. Trolls can still be good content. Nah. No, you see, here's the thing, and this is where I differentiate myself from other people who have been categorized as lol cows, okay, and have done this kind of thing. There are tons of people out there, they get harassed, they're categorized as lol cows, and they lean into the content. They lean into it. Laugh with the meme, play with the troll, give them what they want, keep the circus going. Hell, even self-deprecate yourself, embarrass yourself for money. As long as you're making a paycheck, it doesn't matter, right? There's a saying that I started saying last year in regards to this mentality, okay? Once you put the clown makeup on, it never washes off. What does that mean? It means that once you lower yourself to the level of being a lol cow and you accept it, and now this becomes your reality, your persona, this is you on the internet, so just lean into it, you can't ever go back. Now you have to do lol cow content or else you can never get success ever again. You might have once been known as someone who made news reports, vlogging, gameplay, chill streams. But the moment that you become this monetized the lol cow status, that is all you will ever be for the rest of your life, and you have to accept it or quit. There's people who are learning that the hard way right now. And it's sad because I feel bad for these people who maybe got into something they didn't realize they were getting into, and now they're stuck. And they try so hard and they don't know what's going on. Like, well, you think about it. You entertained the trolls. You gave them what they wanted. You took their money, you took their attention, but now that's all you'll ever get for the rest of your life. For me, I've been the one who staunchly fights against it. I don't care what you call me. I'm still going to be legit. I'm still going to make positive content that my viewers are going to be entertained by and support. Therefore, you can call me whatever you want and you can make up the slander and the memes or whatever. I'm not going to buy into your garbage. I'm going to be successful on my own means by making content that doesn't hurt others or leave toxicity and garbage and just this slop on the internet. Instead, my playthroughs are still going to be there for years to come. So if someone wants to see Heavy Rain from 2010, they can see it. If someone wants to see me play Arc Raiders from 2025, they can still see it. And that gameplay is legit. It's meaningful. It's not harmful. And it's a fun experience to watch no matter when you watch it. It's not just pertinent to the moment where I decided to cash in on a lol cow joke. Instead, it's actual good content. You see, you can look at my body of work for 17 years, and you can argue that early on I was kind of extreme with the way that I did commentary, sure. But you'd be really hard-pressed to look at my content and be like, Phil made toxic, harmful content to the internet to get over. He stepped on people to get where he was. He did horrible things to himself and others. No, I never did. I stepped away from that. I avoided it. I said, I refuse. So that's the difference between me and these other people. Maybe these other people would think, well, the only way I can get money or attention is to do the lobby and have a bunch of trolls in it. I'm not going to do the lobby. Fuck the trolls. I'm not going to give them anything. They don't deserve it. They didn't do shit for me. So why am I going to do them a solid or a favor? You know what I mean? I could have capitalized and tried to bank, but then I would be the joke forever. I don't want to be the joke. I want to be a serious creator like I've always worked hard to do. 17 years, over 68,000 videos. That's my legacy. Not the dunce content some mouth-drooling morons made to capitalize on the algorithm, make a buck on my back by lying about me. That's not meaningful content. That's the slop that melts brains, and the people who watch it are dumb as fuck. Okay? Me, I'm going to make meaningful content that people can come back and like no matter what. Maybe actually enjoy games and have a good time. All right? That's who I aspire to be. Maybe I won't ever get there. Maybe I will. I don't know. But I'm going to keep working on it. I'm not going to give up. So, yeah, the fan lobby, I love doing it. Like, I would love interacting with fans and having a good time. How can I do that when all I'm doing is feeding the trolls? Just like people who say, well, if your wife's doing better, why doesn't she come on stream? Because it doesn't matter how my wife's doing. It doesn't matter if my wife is much healthier now and happier and comes on stream. They will still say nasty things about my wife because that's all they want is ammo, fuel for them to make more content. So why give it to them? I refuse. Let them sit and spin and be upset that for the last week they have nothing. All they can do is go back to their old shtick of nonsense that it does not apply anymore. And I'm happy moving forward with my life. And Jasper Kitty agrees. That's why he's up here right now. Thank you so much I don't want to be someone who just punches a clock and puts in hours to print a paycheck for myself and my family. I actually want to think that the content I'm making is worthwhile and that worth the time I put into it, you see? And also that it's not slop that's brain rotting the world, because that's the problem. All of this nasty, toxic, hater, detractor content is brain slop that's melting the brains of the world. It really is. It's actually hurting human culture. There should not be a cultural movement to hate on people and crap on people and bully people on the internet. That should be what we rally against. Say, don't do that. That's terrible. That's for dumb people. That's for horrible people. That's not what nice, aspiring people who want to help and improve human society should be doing. But I don't know why people think it's just so fun and acceptable. It doesn't make sense at all. It shouldn't be. We should be calling this out and drawing attention to it and exposing these communities for what they are. Toxic, awful things that are actually, ruining human existence.